Today, I have the Falah with me. Mo, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, Troy, for having me.
Hey, you're a guy that I ran into a couple of years ago. I think it was at D2D. This young kid getting into solar and having a tremendous amount of success early on. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. What do you contribute your success to? What happened and how did it happen for you so early in life?
I learned really quickly that I don't know everything. And if I could just go and learn from other people who are better than me and who know more than me and who achieve things that I want to achieve, then I don't have to learn from my mistakes, and I can just simply learn from the mistakes of others. And I learned that at a really, really young age, that other people who have what you want, there's something that they know that you don't know. And if I could somehow get that knowledge from them and apply it, I'll be able to save years from my life. And so I had mentors, a lot of mentors growing up that I admired and that I looked up to. And I was very cautious of who I received my information from. So I'd say that's probably one of the biggest things is having the right people to look up to who can fast track your success.
That's excellent. And I totally agree with you with that. I think it's important to have the mentorship. There had to be a drive. There had to be a hustle that came from somewhere, right? And I see a lot of the people that are in our industry and why they're having success is because something that happened in their life. Maybe they didn't have something. Maybe they had a father figure, somebody that gave them that drive, that hustle. I was just trying to figure out where that came from you because how old are you right now? 28. And I talked to you 3-4 years ago. You were having tremendous success at what, 24?
Yeah, I got started we met in 2020. So 25, 24.
Yeah.
I was 24 because I was just turning 25.
And I see that you have a large following and a lot of people gravitate towards you and you have a nice recruiting platform. Do you have a lot of help? Did you bring people in? How did you grow so quickly?
When you're authentic and when you say the right things and you deliver a lot of value, people just get attracted to that, right? Like I say things that most people don't say. I have beliefs that most people don't have. Actually, let me change that. I have beliefs that most people have, but most people don't say.
Right.
So the reason why people don't say it is because, it creates controversy. It gets people upset, but it's the thing that most people actually think and actually believe. And I just, I'm a person that really doesn't have a filter. If something comes to my mind, I say it. I don't really care what other people think about what I say or how they perceive me, because I know that at the end of the day, I'm happy with myself. If I speak my truth, I know my truth is good. I know that I'm a good person. I know my ethics are in line. I know I would never try and hurt anybody, and I only want to support other people. And if I can just speak my truth, from inside, I know that people are going to resonate with it. And if people don't resonate with it, then those people really didn't belong anyways.
What I noticed about you, though, is you always make everybody feel good. Even when I was around you, you really didn't know who I was, but you made me feel very comfortable. And I see that you root for a lot of people's success. And I think that's important. You have a large following and people respect what you say at a very young age. That's something special.
Yeah, you gotta give to other people, right? Success and winning is so abundant, and oftentimes most people don't have a cheerleader, right? People don't have a lot of people that are abundant in their life that are super supportive and positive, and there's a lot of negativity out there in this world. So if you can be a beacon, you can be a light for another person, and you can just show admiration and appreciation for the work that they do and their success. That's the greatest victory of all. I'm sure that you've probably been in areas in your life where, you were successful solo or successful on your own, and it doesn't feel quite as good doing it on your own versus being with a team and being with a group and seeing other people winning with you, right? I think it's way more fun to, if I had the option, right? And I had the option to be all right, I'm going to be successful and super rich, but I'm going to be all by myself, or I would be successful and a little bit less wealthy, but I have a great group around me. I would take the group all the time because winning with other people and having relationships with other people and connecting with other people, those are some of like the most fun times. Like some of the most fun times that I've ever had in my life came from moments where I wasn't even spending money. It's where like I'm just hanging around people and sitting around and shooting the shit and talking and having fun. Like those are some of the best moments of my life. And that doesn't have anything to do with money. But if I can make money with other people at the same time, then that's freaking fantastic. And
That's wonderful.
I'd also say this too. It's like this game of life is really long, and like I think a lot of people, they think very short term, and they're like, you know, they think in this solar space of like, you know, 2, 3, 4 years. It's like, you know, I've got another like 60, 70 years ahead of me, maybe even more. And if I don't have to like have something from somebody right now or get something from somebody right now. This life is so long that if I can provide value for somebody today, maybe like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, that is going to come back. And then I'm going to be able to still keep a relationship with that person for the long haul. Like, I don't care about winning right now. I care about winning for the rest of my life.
And that's good. And that's a great perspective to have. When I started cheering for other people and rooting for their success, I got it back in abundance. So that is, I truly believe in how you treat people and how you receive the world, you're going to get it back, right? What you put out is what you're going to get back.
Yeah.
And I learned that the hard way because I was that guy that was why him, why not me for many years. And then once I figured that out and somebody told me to stop crying, hey, put your big boy pants on, you're getting beat up because all you're doing is complaining. And once I learned to get out there and start helping everybody around me be better, I became much better. And once I became their cheerleader, I had so much more success.
Yeah, it's when you decided to stop being a victim.
Yep.
That's right.
And now I teach that. I tell everybody that. I mean, somebody's complaining, I don't want that negativity around me, right? Worry about you. Be responsible for you. Hold yourself accountable.
Yeah. But the reality is, like, Troy, I'll tell you, like, you as the individual and like me as the individual, it's like, it's actually the least important. It's like the least important thing of the grand scheme of things. Like this planet has 8 billion people on it, right? Like, how is one individual more important than everybody else? You know, so
right.
The further that you can expand outside of yourself, and the more that you can provide impact on things that have nothing to do with you, that's where you're actually like making a difference. That's where real joy comes from, right? Like the individual, like, yeah, you got to be able to take care of yourself, but as one individual being, you're actually kind of like the least important of all the things, right? Like, you know, what would you say is more important to you, Troy, yourself or your family?
Family.
Of course, right? Like, you give your life for your family.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, because you're going outside of yourself. So, and as you keep going further and further out, you find that things get more and more important the further you actually go away from you. And a lot of people are so focused on self, but as soon as you start taking the focus away from yourself and putting it outwards on others, and not even just people, like you can go planetary, right? You go across the entire planet. Once you start impacting to that type of level, like Elon Musk, for example, Elon Musk is literally like changing the entire planet. He's changing the whole world, impacting literally people in Ethiopia by giving them access to Starlink so that they can have internet. Like, that is huge impact. That has nothing to do with Elon at all. I'm sure that he's pretty happy with the contributions that he's made to society. So the further out you expand and the further you get away from you, the happier I believe that you'll become.
So what's Mo's next journey? What's your adventure? Where are you heading? Are you still like dug into the solar, or are you more into the mentorship? Are you coaching more?
Yeah, so I'm going to coaching. That's my next path. We've been filming over the last several days a coaching program, coaching, consulting, helping other individuals, from sales reps that are in solar, learning how to sell solar better, businesses that are trying to replicate the success that Simple Solar had, and then individuals that need a path in life, want to become an entrepreneur, need to understand that mindset, starting to understand all the parameters of like just being a great human being. So that's the direction that I'm moving into. I've exited Simple Solar. I sold the majority interest in it last year. About 5 weeks ago, I actually fully stepped out of the business. I resigned from Simple Solar about 5 weeks ago. We had other people in there that took on my positions. And right now I'm focused on just helping the masses, going much bigger than just my group of simple and starting to impact and affect the entire industry as a whole.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I'm happy for you, man. I mean, I had no idea. I didn't know you were out of Simply Solar.
Yeah. We kept it low key, by design, but that's the direction that I'm heading to now. I want to impact on a much bigger level.
Well, I think you're going to be wonderful, man. I know my kid, there's Troy Jr., you haven't met him yet, and Jake. They watch all of your videos. They say, who's this Mo guy? They saw you at our Sun Solar when you came in and spoke to everybody. You dropped a lot of nuggets and they loved it.
That's awesome. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Like, you see that smile that's on my face is because I did something for somebody else, right? Like,
yeah.
Like that's where the joys in life come from. The joys in life come from giving.
Well, good for you. And I have a couple of things going on in my life right now too, and keeping it under the radar for a while. But I have interest. I want to continue the journey too. And there's no better feeling than helping somebody become successful. When I'm able to give somebody a nugget, just something you never know where it's going to come from, and they're able to go out and execute, and then they tell you about it. There's no better feeling in the world. In the old days, I wanted to keep that to myself, keep all those secrets inside, close to my chest, so afraid somebody's going to get what's mine. And over the years, I learned that, hey, pass it on, make everybody else better.
That was really selfish of you.
It was. I know. And what I'm saying, I learned the hard way. And now I want everybody to be successful. If somebody comes onto my team or somebody watches something that I put together, I built a program and they go out there and have extreme success. Oh my gosh, I get a bigger high than anything anymore.
For sure. Yeah, it's the difference between scarcity and abundant thinking, right? Like it's we think that if other people have or know what we have, that we also can't go and get it ourselves too. But this planet is literally like, it's infinite, right? Like this game that we play, like for the short period of time that we have on this earth, it's an infinite game. Like we can literally go and get whatever the hell we want, and there's no scarcity to success whatsoever. What there is a scarcity of is by the number of people that are going out trying to get it. That's the only thing that there's scarcity in. But the actual ability to go and get whatever the hell you want, like literally you can go get whatever the hell you want.
What would you say the characteristics somebody has to possess that's going to give them that drive to succeed? What do they need to have?
There are a handful of characteristics, right? Like, I think it boils down to three different types of things. The first thing is like skill set. So you need to have a skill set. Next thing needs to be belief, like the belief that you can actually achieve it. And the third thing are character traits. So those are the three things. So skill sets, beliefs, and character traits. The character traits that be required, you have to have grit, right? Like just an attitude of, I'm not going to stop until I get it. Like the only way that you'll fail is if you quit. So grit's probably the most common characteristic of all successful entrepreneurs. It's probably the number one. I think really like it's so silly that I even have to say it, but honesty, it's really silly that you have to even say it. But a lot of people think that like, a lot of people can't confront. A lot of people think that like lying is better, not telling the truth is better. But that only like weighs in on you and it holds you down. And for the long term, it actually like, it really suppresses an individual. So I think like grit, honesty, and then another character trait is like care. You have to care about actually like helping other people. And even if you're like a solo person trying to go out and like sell a product, like you have to care about the other person having that product and getting the benefits of it.
Yeah, you said that when you were with us in the Sun Solar office, and that really resonated with me because I truly believe that. I love people. So this industry was perfect for me because I love going into a home and making a friend, and that's truly how I sell.
Yeah. Well,
and I care about when I leave how my company is going to take care of that customer, and what are they going to think of us a year from now, 2 years from now? Are they going to refer us to their family, their friends, their neighbors? So yes, I agree with you 100%.
Well, sales is service. That's all sales is. Like sales is service. Like if you shift the idea, especially for newer individuals that get into sales, like just teach them. Your job is to serve people. That's what sales is. It's service, and not what's in it for me. It's how do I let's expand that a little bit more, right? When you go in, you're not just telling a homeowner what they need, right? You're probably asking them questions, finding the things that bother them, finding their pain points, because you're not offering the same solution to every single person, are you?
That's correct.
Exactly. So what you're doing is you're actually servicing every person. You're serving them. You're not just going in and saying, you get this, you get this, you get it. It's like every person, you cater to exactly what they need so you can provide them the best service possible. Because if you give the grandmother who lives solo the same size system as the family of 6 that just moved in that are going to be there for the next 20 years, then both people are not having the same. Then the grandma's having too big of a system, or the family that you give the size of the grandma is going to have too small of a system. So it's like you're not really thinking about the other persons. The more that you can focus on other people and think of it as a service, the more successful that they'll become.
Yeah, and I thank you for saying that, because I truly believe in that. When I go into a home, it's about making a friend. And there's so many people in this industry today that are here for the money, and they're thinking about the money every time they walk into a home, and they're thinking about how big a commission they're going to get. I really truly go in there with no expectations. And one of the questions I ask is, why am I here today? Well, I'm here for a reason, right? What is it? What happened? And you never know. You're going to attack it. Whatever they say, you're there as a solution to their problem. And so, yes, everybody is not treated the same, but I see a lot of people going in there just selling the same system size. They don't even know what they're selling. All they're thinking about is a commission.
Yeah. And again, it's those are the individuals who have at least success. It's individuals that are just so focused on themselves. And your prospects, your homeowners, they sense that. They can feel it. Like like we have as humans, right? Like, this brain that we have, it's called thousands and thousands of years old. It's learned over the long track of time that we've been here how to defend ourselves. And we can sense that type of energy from people. That's why some people, they call it commission breath. They can find out when someone's just there for the money. And so there's a defense mechanism that we have in our minds that are trying to protect us from people who are just trying to make money off of us versus people who actually care to serve. And that's why people who put the customer first rather than themselves first very often have more success. They get more people saying yes to them because there's actually trust there, and the guard of the homeowner is not up.
And there's a hustle. Let's think of that, the ingredient. Would you say that hustle outweighs intelligence?
1,000%. Yeah. I mean, you can be the smartest man in the world, but if you're not out there grinding, you're not going to get any success. I'd rather take a dummy that works his ass off than Einstein, who sits back in the chair.
So, and I tell everybody that you don't have to know everything, but if you have hustle and you go out there and you got the drive, you will get that knowledge through the hustle.
Yeah.
That's what happened with me, honestly. I mean, I really didn't know that much about solar, but I was out there every day, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, running 3, 4, 5 appointments. And after time, you start sharpening your skill set, you get better and better and better.
There was a study, and don't quote me exactly on the numbers, but they said that like 6 months of door-to-door sales is equivalent to a 4-year Harvard communication degree.
I heard that too, and I heard that like 2 hours of being in a presentation selling something about equals 8 hours of a regular day's work or something like that, as far as the energy goes.
Yeah, you know what? Like, sales is the most important skill on this planet to have. It's by far there is no other skill that is more important than sales. Like, it's the whole entire planet revolves around salespeople. Economies as a whole revolves around people's ability to sell ideas to other people.
And I tell everybody, if you know how to sell and you're good, you will always be in demand. You will always have a job.
Yeah.
In any economy.
Anywhere. And you can name your price too.
Yep. I wanted to find out, what would you say to a new guy that's coming into the industry, that he's your age, he's 25 years old, and he has a family? What, coming into the industry, what are some of the downfalls that you suffered that he could avoid?
Doing it solo, that was a big thing for me, was like not relying on a team. I grew out of force. Like, it was total necessity. When I got into solar, I wasn't introduced to a team. I was introduced as a dealer. Like, that's how I got introduced to solar. It's like, oh, this is how you start. You gotta get your LLC. You gotta start up your own business. You find your own people. Like, that's how I got introduced to it. So it took me like a year and a half to finally like actually start figuring out what the hell I'm actually doing. And I'm like, do I work for a company? Am I a business owner? Like, what the hell am I? And so there were a lot of mistakes, but I would have probably had a lot more success early on if I were to just have plugged into a team that has really great systems, has coaching, knows exactly what to do, can hold me accountable, can teach me what to do, what to say, how to say it, the hours I need to work, provide me with the software, provide me with the back end, provide me with the operations, provide me with the cash. Like, if I had that coming in, it'd be a totally different game, right? Like, now maybe I wouldn't have gone to build Simple Solar the way that I would have, but I would have had a lot of success in my first few years by being able to expedite the learning curve and getting to success quick.
Yeah, the learning curve, everybody wants to avoid, right? But sometimes you just have to get it through experience. You recovered pretty quick from some of the things that you just said. I did see you at D2D. Do you contribute that group to any of that success? Because I saw you get linked in with a lot of good potential and a lot of talent right away. And I believe that helped you. Would you say so?
With like the D2D community?
Yeah, the D2D community.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Because I saw you get plugged in, and one time I saw you were just getting started, and then all of a sudden, I think 2 years ago, you were conquering the world, which was unbelievable. And I was so proud of you.
No, I appreciate that. So let's go back to the thing I said. There are three things. You have character traits, you have talent, you have skill set, and then you have beliefs. So we as a team, we thought that we were doing good. We were a team of 10. This is in what month is this? This is in May of 2020. There's a group of 11 of us. We did 42 accounts in California. We're a couple months started in business. And we went to, myself and 4 others, we went to a small little D2D summit in Las Vegas. Sam Taggart was hosting it. And there were these 2 brothers, Casey and Cooper Perkins. And they got into solar literally like the month before. And they were alarm guys. They got into solar the month before. Between the 2 of them, they did 42 accounts. And we were like, I had a team of like myself and 11 others. And we were like, what the hell? Like, we literally, this 12 people did 42. These 2 brothers, their first month did 42. And what did that do? It increased belief. That's what it did. It increased belief on what's actually possible, what we can do. The very next month, we as a group, we went from 42 accounts to doing 106 accounts with the same number of people. One of our guys who had his best month ever, he did 28 accounts that month. So it's like, when you can increase any of those 3 things, your beliefs, your skill sets, or your character traits, you will find the others increasing as well. You will find your results increasing. So what I lacked when I was first coming in was belief. And that's what the D2D community showed me. They showed me just how big we can get. And as soon as I saw that there was a higher high than where I was at, I was like, okay, cool. That's the target. That's where we need to get to.
See, and what just happened, you just said it, the blindfold came off. You saw what was possible. So last August, I told Mike and Val, I said, I already gave up my team and I was going to go on another endeavor. And I said, no, we're going to stick. I'm going to go get a new team. I'm going to build a new team. In the first month, me and a group of 4 of us, we did 600 kilowatts, 550, something like that in July.
Yeah, that's all.
So in August, we wanted to set a record. We sold 750 kilowatts. 615 got installed in 1 month. And that was me selling every one of those deals. I had all my guys setting appointments, but we had a program and we all had a vision, one unit going out and making this conquer. We were able to make it happen. Our goal was 600 kilowatts.
That's awesome. People totally underestimate the value of alignment and working as a unit. It's one of the most underestimated things. Like you get people in alignment with you and they're all working towards one common goal in the same direction. You literally can accomplish anything.
Yeah. And that's what I'm finding. And what I'm finding is younger generations now are having so much success because of the door-to-door community, because everybody's getting together and getting involved. And like you said, Sam Taggart and a lot of the other guys out there. I was in Africa a month ago or last month, and I came across a 27-year-old kid doing everything virtual. I don't know anything about virtual, but he's having this success because he's piggybacking off all these EPCs all over the country, doing everything virtual online, and he's selling a ton of solar.
Yeah.
He's 27 years old.
Yeah, I love it.
It's crazy. Do you have any interest in opening another solar company, or is that not possible, or going into a different industry?
So, I've been a big fan of real estate. I'm a big real estate investor, but the majority of my investments have been like syndications and funds. So other people who are forming the deals, and I just invest money into it. I own a small piece of it. I get, cash flow, and when the property exits, I'll get a piece of the upside. Any industry that I would go into would be acquiring my own deals and raising capital. I've been a huge real estate fan for a really long time. I bought my first property when I was 19 years old, so almost 10 years ago. I bought my first property, and so I've always been into real estate. So if I was going to go into any other industry at the present time, it would be acquiring my own assets and raising capital so that we can fully turn them around, get the appreciation.
Are you talking about being like the bank?
No, not necessarily being the bank, but being the manager of the property, finding the deal, securing the debt, and raising capital, and getting other
gotcha,
to the deal with me. Yeah. So I would just become my own deals. So that's how I was going to go in any direction. But no, I don't have any intent to start another solar company again. I believe that yes, I can make a lot of money doing it. However, it's not something that I desire to jump back in because I feel like the impact would be kind of small. It's not really about money at this point for me. It's about impact at this point. Like
that's awesome.
Yeah, if I start a solar company right now, I'm going to be helping the people that are inside of my solar company, and I'm going to be, helping the homeowners that get our products. I'm going to be helping the planet. But if I can go industry wide and go help the entire industry get better, like I'll be helping thousands and thousands of people. And then from there, scaling out to additional coaching products, speaking on stages, traveling the world, just really helping other people learn how to control and create the life that they want, similar to how I created the life that I had for myself.
That's a good vision.
Thanks, man.
So what's your next move?
It's Scale Solar. Scale Solar is the company that I'm building. It's the coaching program that's going to be designed for individuals in solar, salespeople in solar, people who want to get into solar, business owners. So that's really like the next thing that I've been putting my attention on.
Okay. When can we look for that?
It's probably going to be out within the next 30 days.
Oh, no kidding. That quick?
Yeah, I've been working on it for almost a month now, and probably going to be launching the next 30 days or so.
You're moving quick.
Man.
Good for you, Mo.
Yeah, man.
They wasted no time.
And we don't have time to waste. We got a lot of people to help. And, I since I stepped out of Simple about 5 weeks ago, I've had a lot of free time. So I don't like having free time. I get miserable if I don't.
The time is killing you.
Yeah, I get miserable if I'm not productive. Like productivity is so freaking important to me. Like I get miserable if I'm not productive.
Yeah, you've been moving quick. You've been moving for some couple of years now.
Yeah,
I see you all over the place.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah, I'd always see you with a camera crew every time I went to SolarCon or D2D.
Look, man, I never go without one.
There you go. I watch your stuff, your content, everything you put out there is wonderful. Keep it up. I wish you the best success. And please keep in touch. Keep me posted on what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. You too, Troy. I see you're now really jumping into the social media game. And like, I'll tell you, man, content creation is so freaking important because it's you passing on the things that you know. And it's so valuable, right? Like you have to pass on the things that you know. And we're only here for a short period of time. And you know, these 70, 80, 90 years are gonna be over any time. And you know, it's like I'm not even 30, but it feels like, holy crap, how's 30 years passed? It literally feels like it was a blink of an eye. And it's like,
well, I figured I better get with the game. I see all you guys doing. I didn't want to be left behind.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. I see your stuff and you're killing it. And you know, you just keep going and pass it on. That's the whole point, is just passing it on and leaving this plane at a better place than when you first came in.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate you coming and meet with me today and taking on the podcast. I'm one of your biggest fans, buddy. Keep it up. Keep crushing it. And I look forward to seeing you again.
Sounds good. Thanks, Troy. Look forward to it.
Hey, thanks, Bo.